Why do you need to have a warrior spirit unless you've been a victim? Why? Because there's so much injustice in the world? Is there really, though? All right. All right.
Well, all the people that are affected by the big freeze for the 90 days are feeling very victimized, I'm sure. But I don't feel, I think the freeze was brilliant. I think they really needed time to evaluate and see where the money's being spent
Let's not even
irrationally. And
make a judgments. Let's not even make judgments or assessments about that, because it's the dynamic of, we've been telling you, how many years have we been telling you, hey, look around, look like, side hustle, get a side hustle going, learn how to grow something, have some other skills other than the dynamics of the reality that you're living in right now, so that you have some flexibility, so that if the dynamics ever came to pass where your whole existence had a situation of upheaval, and look how easily that can happen, just with the examples of North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, Georgia, the whole dynamic of that tragedy, that force of nature. And then consider that also that the Are You Sure was L.A., and the fire is in LA. Look at the dynamics. Its reality was saying to you, look how quickly you could lose it all. All right, does that mean to become afraid and to become paralyzed? No, that's an action. That's a call to action, isn't it? Is something really threatened? Are you, in the dynamics of the world that you live in, that world that you have created? Is that a dynamic that has limited you and has set you up for a future that, unless the status quo stays the way that it is, if the status quo stays the way it is, you'll be fine. But if it doesn't, then what? And that's not to face a dynamic of fear, because if you discover that there is a threat in your life and you face the dynamic of that threat and you make contingencies to deal with that threat, all of a sudden that threat becomes less meaningful in that
Yeah.
sort of way, because you have it in your subconscious of what you would do if. Now, is that anything more than being an adult in a world that you live in? Is this not personal sovereignty? Is this not the dynamic that people talk about all the time, about becoming a sovereign individual, becoming the sacred I am? We like to say become a self contained unit. And the thing about it is that a self contained unit cannot exist alone. So if you're engaged with other self contained units, then your life is much easier. But again, you don't realize you have these choices. And if you realize them, then society says, oh, you would be weird if you took them. Hmm. And you have to avoid weird at all costs.
yeah, heaven forbid.
Heaven forbid someone should say you're weird. All right. Good.
I would consider that a compliment, and being normal would be a not
Well,
a compliment.
that's because you're an old hippie. All right.